Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Sunday services at Center for Spiritual Living, Denver. We are a loving and prospering community in the heart of Denver and online. We now conduct hybrid services at the historic Grant Avenue Community Center and Sacred Place, located at 216 South Grant Street, Denver, Colorado. All are welcomed here. A place, space, and face of love. We are a spiritual community practicing universal principles that enrich our lives. We are grateful that you have blessed us with your presence. While online, we'd love to know you're watching with us. Feel free to leave a comment and let everyone appreciate you. With everything going on, life can feel overwhelming. CSL Denver wants you to know we are here for you. Please know that our practitioners are available for personal prayer work. Our licensed spiritual practitioners' names and phone numbers are available on our website at csldenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, feel free to email it to info@csldenver.org. For your convenience, you'll find clickable links in the description of this broadcast. Rev Elzia, along with all our guest speakers, practitioners, service coordinators, and musical inspirations, want you to know how truly grateful we are that you are with us today. Thank you for your continued support and participation in our services, workshops, and events, as well as providing financial contributions to our center. If you're interested in upcoming events and information, we send out weekly newsletters. Sign up by visiting www.csldenver.org. We deliver services in a hybrid format where we meet in person at 216 South Grant Street. We will also continue to live stream all services on Facebook and YouTube every Sunday. Find us on our respective channels as well as on New Thought Media Network. Again, thank you for your precious attention. Now prepare for engaging enlightenment.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can't have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true. A beautiful garden, that garden is you. Such a beautiful garden, that garden is you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alice Nutter, a practitioner here at CSL Denver. Welcome. I invite you to join me in an invocation. So if it's comfortable, sit back, close your eyes, and just move into that space that is always there, that place that is where the divine resides, in the air that we breathe, in our bodies, in this community, in all places, in all things, all everywhere. And knowing that as we move into this service, that it is so truly blessed. The words of Reverend Elzia, the music by our guest artist this month, Lynn Floyd, by my reading, by all who have chosen to show up here this morning, whether in person or online, and knowing that those who choose to cement their connection with the divine, whether it's in a mosque, a church, a synagogue, in nature, or in the comfort of their own home, knowing that we are all so truly blessed. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this center. I'm so grateful for everybody here. I'm so grateful for all. And from that place of deep, deep knowing, I release into the one mind, knowing that all is well, and it is so. And so it is. My reading this morning comes from The Art of Life by Dr. Ernest Holmes. It's a great book to spend some time with. It used to be called This Thing Called Life, and now it's called The Art of Life. The law of life operates upon the images of your thought. If your thought is restricted and unhappy, you will be causing it to create restricting and unhappy circumstances. Only a 2-inch stream of water can flow through a 2-inch pipe. A gallon measure will hold but 4 quarts. This would be true even though you dipped your measure into the ocean. You are not limiting the ocean nor causing it to be evil because you dip up 4 quarts instead of a barrel. The ocean has no desire to limit you. In a personal sense, it can only give you what you take. For your taking is its givingness in the form of your taking. This is one of the greatest lessons in life. It is done unto you as you believe. The law of life is like a mirror. It reflects back to you the images of your thoughts in exactly let's start over again. The law of life is like a mirror. It reflects back to you the images of your thoughts in exactly the way you think them. You cannot say that it is little or that it gives you but a small portion of itself when your own thought patterns are limiting this gift. Life has already delivered everything it has to you. But in your personal experience, even that which it has given must of a necessity be limited to that which you take. It is then of greatest value to learn how to achieve more abundantly. Just as one studying the piano patiently goes over his or her lesson until finally his or her action becomes automatic, so in using the life principle, you must be patient with yourself. You must learn to strike the right chord. The right chord is always one of harmony. And a quote from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes: learn to receive more by daily practicing the presence of abundance. Learn to use the law of life in a more expansive manner by daily practicing Learn to use the law of life in a more expansive manner by daily practicing belief in it. And now we are very excited to have Lynn Floyd as our June guest musician. To learn more about Gary and purchase his music, you can view his website at www.GaryLynnFloyd.com. And he's sharing his just released new song called Remember Who You Are.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living Denver. My name is Gary Lynn Floyd. I'm honored to be back with you the month of June. I'll be with you every Sunday this month, so I'm looking forward to that. There's a brand new song, just released it. It's called Remember Who You Are. Do you remember you are love at the heart of your being? Do you remember there is more to this life than what you're seeing? Let me remind you, you are beautiful by far. You've nothing left to prove when you remember who you are. If you ever forget, I will help you remember who you are and who you're here to be. Sometimes it's hard to make a way through the dark, but I will see for you and help you remember. Remember who you are. Do you remember there is peace in the middle of this storm? Do you remember you have all you need inside to keep you warm? Let me remind you, you're the dust from a star. Your essence is revealed when you remember who you are. If you ever forget, I will help you remember who you are and who you're here to be. Sometimes it's hard to make a way through the dark, but I will see for you and help you remember. You are stronger than you think you are, braver than you seem. The life that lies ahead of you is like nothing you have ever seen. If you ever forget, I will help you remember who you are and who you're here to be. Sometimes it's hard to make a way through the dark, but I will see for you and help you remember. Remember who you are. Remember who you are.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to CSL Denver, a place, a space, and a face of love, a spiritual community using ancient wisdom and teaching universal principles to empower our lives and the lives of others. I am so glad to be here today as we start summer. Although I know it's not until the 21st, it actually starts today as far as I'm concerned. And I like that idea because as we step into this month's theme is sacred courage. Sacred courage. And we have a lot of events that go on in June. There's one, I'm Father's Day. Oh, I was going to say that. There's one that happens this month. There's Pride Month. There's Juneteenth. And there's Father's Day. All of which take courage. All of those events are events that are filled with courage to allow each and every one of the individuals that are celebrating those and those that are not to understand that life is about being courageous. Life is about being courageous. Not one time, not two times, but all the time. And so as we step into this theme of sacred courage, today we're going to focus on sacred confidence. And how do you deal with doubt? How do you deal with doubt? Now, when we think of the word sacred, you know, I was asking a young person the other day, how would you define sacred? And they said, it's that aha moment. It's that thing that allows you to look at something in awe. And they called it the aha moment, when the lights turn on. And so when we look at sacred confidence, we know what confidence is, the feeling or the energy to withstand, to go through any difficulty and be strong in that. And so when we look at sacred confidence, what we're talking about here is the idea of how we summon the power within. How we summon the power within. Because our founder in his home says, there's a power in the universe that's greater than either one of us, all of us, and we can use it. But the only way to use it is to tap into it. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. You can have the greatest lights in your house, but if you don't turn on the switch, you're not going to get any light. And it's the same with us. We have to turn on that energy, that light, that feeling, that resonance that gives us confidence to move forward. To move forward. Now, as we step into this bold new world, and I'm sure all of y'all are quite familiar with all the boldness that's going on in the world. On any front, it doesn't matter. Pick a front. It's bold and new right now. And it's going to take confidence, not just ordinary confidence, but some sacred confidence to navigate this journey now. We're not worried. Let's just be clear with that, because we know in whose hand the power resides. Ernest said it. There's a power in the universe greater than us, and we can use it. The question is, do you have the courage? Do you have the confidence to use it? To use it. Because you see, doubt is something that affects every heart on this planet. There's never been anything where doubt hasn't touched the heart. And I'll even go so far as to say the animals as well. You get to the point. You know, I listened to a favorite author of mine, Alan Watts. And Alan Watts, if you don't know much about him, I would tell you to go and find him and listen to him. He will challenge your sacred confidence with the conversation, because he plays devil's advocate, if you will. He allows you to look at these doubtful moments. And he gives this example I was listening to where he was talking about the Tao Te Ching. And they have this method of using 64 symbols in terms of how to look at things and make decisions. And he says, even with that, when it gets right down to it, it's an either or situation. You gotta choose something, right? And in that moment, there's doubt. You can go through all the prep. You can go through all of the research, but at some moment, you have to make a decision. And if you haven't stepped into that sacred confidence, understand that it sits on a sacred courage, you're doubtful. You're doubtful. Now, a lot of people won't admit that. How many people do you know? I was going to say something that we said in the country, but I'm not going to say it. How many people do you know walk around as if they're the cat's meow? They walk around as if they got it all together. They know everything. Ain't nothing wrong. And I'm just moving and grooving. But anyone that has lived a moment of real life, they know that ain't true. They can't be true. Some people have doubts. I had it this morning. I had doubts that I had the right socks on to match what I was wearing. Simple doubt, but the doubt was there. But then I had to summon the confidence to say, well, they probably won't see my socks anyway. Right? And so we have to begin to understand that when we look at confidence, confidence is this idea, this thing that is reliable. When we say I'm confident in something, it's something that you don't really give it a second thought. You're comfortable with it. You know it's there. It's a matter of pulling on it or setting it up or using it. Whatever situation may dictate its application. But the thing that I think doubt helps us to step into this sacred confidence, this sacred courage, is that we have to flip the script on how we look at doubt. Doubt is a teacher. It gives you the opportunity to reevaluate your position. It gives you an opportunity to question everything. And that's why I love Alan Watts so much. He will begin to get you to ask the question, do you even exist? Which is what you want. You want to know every moment that you exist, that you are powerful, that you have angels and hosts of angels backing you up. Now, we can call those angels many different things, powers, sacred energy. I mean, we have come up with this language to help us try to define the undescribable. You can't describe the taste of a mango. I don't care how hard you try, you will never be able to describe the taste of a mango or a banana or a strawberry or something as wonderful that takes place every summer, riding on a roller coaster. You can't explain what it is to ride on a roller coaster, the ups and downs. And now you're talking about doubts. If you ever got on a good roller coaster, boy, you had some doubts. The first time it started going up, like, Lord, did I make a mistake? I'm doubting this decision right now. But that's how life is. It's a roller coaster. And how many times have you gone through the roller coaster, the twists and turns? The brake comes on, you stop, and the first thing you say is, let's go again. Let's go again. That was good, right? Because it makes you come alive. Those doubts and those twists and turns and those difficulties that you face, they make us come alive. And that's what we're asked to do, especially in this day. In this day, because we know that it's time for a change. We know it's but as the saying goes, the one you are seeking is yourself. The one you seek is yourself. Are we looking in the mirror? Are we understanding what it means to be confident when we deal with doubt? Now, I would submit that there has probably been, well, no, I take that back. There's probably been none. I was going to try to find one, but I couldn't. One person in history that we regard, that we consider famous or popular, that has not dealt with doubt. We can go all the way back to biblical times. Abraham's had doubts. God said, I need you to talk. He said, no, I can't do that. He said, that's okay. We'll fix it. You got doubts, I'll grab Aaron. Come on, Aaron. Aaron will do the talking. You do the translation. Jesus, if you know the story of the Judea wilderness, Jesus was taken into the wildernesses and the devil, Satan, was tempting him. And he said, I can give you this and jump off this. And And for a moment, Jesus was like, ooh, I'm not sure what's going on here. But he settled into his knowingness, that spark within, and he got his confidence. And he told the devil, get behind me. He sought it out. He looked it square in the face. He tapped into something, and then he said, get behind me. I learned something in this moment. And that's how we have to deal with this. That's how we have to deal with life. When we want a more prosperous life, if you got an internet or a phone, I'm sure at least twice a day, if not more, you get some kind of ping or ding or whatever it is the phone does that says, here's an investment deal that you should make. Get you some crypto, get you some of this, buy this. Every day we're faced with these things coming at us. Do we have the courage to say yes to some and no to others? That's what it takes. That's what it takes. And so when we look at something that Dr. King said in terms of faith, I think he sets a great tone for how do we step into this sacred concept of confidence when we're dealing with doubt. He says this. He said, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the rest of the staircase. That's confidence. That's trusting. That's faith that it's going to come, even though I can't see it. How many of us are doing that? How many of us have dreams of starting a business or finding a new job or finding a new relationship? But because it's not all, we got doubts. To get the right haircut? Do I have the right clothes on? Whatever it is that prevents you from taking the first step. I'm sure we've all experienced it. Well, we've had doubt, and somehow, some way, either somebody pushed us or we stumbled into it. And after we took that first step, the next one just popped up. And then the next one popped up. And then pretty soon, what happens? Your confidence rises. Now we don't want to get cocky. We have to make sure we stay humble in that, because if we get to the point to where we ignore or damper down that divine energy within, confidence gets shaky and we step back into doubt. But when we can take that first step as if there is no step there, we're good. We're good. Now, this first slide from Anonymous. Anonymous, I say this all the time. Anonymous is a great prolific writer. And Anonymous said this: doubts kills more dreams than failure ever will. Doubts is what kill your dreams. Not that you fail to reach it, not that you fail to try. It is that whole idea of not trying, allowing doubt to paralyze you, to freeze you, to keep you from giving you, as they say, your birthright, which is to have the kingdom of heaven. That's our birthright. As children of the Most High God, we are inheritors of the kingdom. The question is, do you doubt it? Do you realize that there is a kingdom? Do you doubt it? Do you doubt your ability to inherit? Do you doubt your ability to take care of the inheritance that you've been given? It's there. Are we ready? Are we going to take it? Now, there's another story of the master teacher, Jesus, when he was, and this is in Mark. There's a man, Jesus is out and amongst the people, and everybody's rushing, and the guy comes up to him and says, Jesus, I heard you can heal. can you heal my son? He has this sickness, these demons, these different ways of describing an unbalanced whole self. And Jesus says, bring him. And he came, and Jesus healed him. And he asked, well, before he healed him, he asked him, do you believe? He asked the Father, do you believe? And the Father said, I do believe, but what I need help with is my unbelief. And at that moment, Jesus healed the son. How many of us realize that we have some belief, but we also have some unbeliefs? And we need to pray for the understanding so that we can believe. As you know, the wise saying, "Oh ye of little faith." Oh ye of little faith. It's there. It's waiting for us. It's inevitable if we step into it. David Thoreau says this. Henry David Thoreau, he makes a great point here. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Go confidently. Because the only way to deal with the unbelief is to start doing something so that you believe, to allow God to flow, to allow that energy to move. And if we don't, there's no one to blame but ourselves. Really, we can point the fingers and we can say it's, you know, the economy or this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying that those aren't factors, but let's look at those factors as decision points that flips the switch on the divine within us, not as a stumbling block, not as something that's an impediment, not as something that keeps us from getting that inheritance, because it's there, it's ours. Will we be fortified enough to take that first step? To take that first step. Because I submit that if we can muster up the energy and use these three tools that we're going to go through here right now, there's nothing that we can't do. There's nothing that we can't overcome. The first thing that we have to do is, when we have doubt, to step into our sacred confidence, we have to first acknowledge our doubt. And after we acknowledge it, we need to investigate. Why am I doubtful right here? Question it. What is the root of this? Is it something from childhood that I got mistreated? Is it some misconception that I've conquered in my mind? Because life is ever flowing. Jesus said life is more abundant. He came to teach us how to have life more abundantly. And he gives us all kinds of examples of how to deal with doubt, or how to deal with issues, or how to overcome challenges. As the story goes, when Jesus was being crucified, he says, "Why have thou forsaken me?" Moment of doubt. Moment of doubt. And we know what happened as the story goes according to that. There was a renewal. There was a rebirth. We hear that in all manner of spiritual and theological and religious teachings, that you must die to be reborn. Now, that's not the physical death that they're talking about. I'm not saying that it's not. But we're living with a present moment idea of how to be better, how to move beyond stumbling blocks. And the way to do it is to be reborn. The other thing is, we look at this acknowledgement and investigation of doubt. We should let it be a point of curiosity as we do the investigation. Don't do it as some legal ramification, question, answer, get on, none of that, because that goes down a certain path, that a predefined idea of what questioning is. But when you step into it with a curiosity, now that's something different. That's something different. That allows you to play with things and to look at things from all different angles to understand it better. And once you do, the mystery sometimes just goes away. And you can step in and say yes. There's a quote here from the Mahabharata Sutra. And I know I messed that one up. But I tried my best. But I love what it says. It says, be a lamp unto yourself. Be a refuge to yourself. Take yourself to no external refuge. You have within you the ability to do these questionings. And that's investigation to figure out, why am I doubtful here? In other words, why am I afraid? Why am I scared? Why am I holding back? Why am I not giving all of my God-given talent to this situation? That's what we have to do. And when we can investigate and ask these questions, that's what we do. Now, once we've done that and we've got some understanding about it, that's the next thing. Seek more understanding. After you've acknowledged it, you got to seek to understand it. You got to seek to understand it, because things that matter most should not suffer for things that matter least. When you understand what's going on, if the house is on fire, I'm not going to tell you about the car needs an oil change. That's a minor thing compared to the house burning. I'm going to focus and try to understand, how do I get the fire out? And that's how we have to begin to look at this doubt with a curiosity way of, how do I understand, why am I afraid? Why I'm not moving? What's going on? Because when we can get that understanding, they say, if you know something, you'll do something. But if you understand something, you can teach something. We all have the ability to do. And if we do enough and understand enough, it gives us the opportunity to understand so that we can teach. There's an African saying that goes, each one teach one. So that everybody finds the answer. Everybody gets the instruction. And we need instruction now more than ever. More than ever. So how hard are we collectively and individually are going to look to understand how to step into this divine courage, this confidence that allows us to point things out, or to take a stance that may not be as popular as the saying goes, because we need it. We need it now. We need it. The children need it. Those that are on their way, that are unborn, need it. And we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And when we get this understanding, the one thing that I think that is so galvanizing is that it causes transformation. It causes transformation when you understand. You don't understand. The little baby, mama tells him all day, baby, don't touch the stove, but mama baking a cake. It's hot. Baby walks over and points at the stove, hot, every time it walks, hot. Until one day that baby actually touches that stove to see what does hot mean. I don't believe it's hot. Now there was a transformation that just happened. Because the next time that baby walk by and say hot, there's a different tone. There's a different body language. There's a different intonation that goes on when they say, mama, stove hot. They understand now. That's how we have to begin to live our lives. And sometimes, we might get a little froggy and jump and touch that stove, but then we know, okay, that's not for me. Now it may be for somebody, but that's not for me. Then last thing that we must do is embrace the flow of the divine. Embrace the flow of life. Find your rhythm. There's a rhythm in everything. Everything has its up and down tide, its highs and low tides. Everything. Everything has its cycle. And when we get out of the cycle, it just don't work. You can't, I said this before, but you can't plant in the fall and expect to get a harvest in the winter. That's because you were late, that the plant said, there's a cycle that goes on here. And if you don't follow the cycle, I don't know what to tell you. That's what God is saying to us. There's an understanding that there is a cycle for you to be confident and take your inheritance. There's a process. There's a methodology. Are you engaging in it? The Tao Te Ching says this on this next slide. If you want to become full, let yourself become empty. If you want to be reborn, let yourself die. If you want to be given everything, give up everything. Now, this is a classic Taoist statement that talks about the flow. If you've taken any kind of martial arts from any other traditions, one of the things that they may have said, and they almost always say, I don't care what you've learned before, I don't care what you know or what you think you know. When you step to the door, you need to empty your cup. Because if I come in with rigid ideas about what things should be, or rigid expectations of how things should work out, I've already missed the boat. And I'm stepping into a place of doubt because I'm thinking I know how to do a punch. Now this guy's showing me a punch and it don't look anything like the punch that I'm doing. Now I'm doubtful. I'm supposed to be a black belt. Or I can't even throw a punch. We have to empty our cups. We have to step into every day as a brand new moment. A new moment of life, a new moment of rhythm, a new moment of flow. So that we begin to enhance our understanding of this thing called life. Now, Deepak Chopra says this: the present moment is a conspiracy to the total universe. To resist it is to resist the universe. Let go and flow. That's what we're being asked to do. And when we can do that, we don't even have to think about confidence. It's already there. It's just waiting for us to flip the switch with these steps. So let us remember that God created all things, everything, what we've labeled good or bad. When God created it, he looked at all of it and said it was good. So let's not try to second guess the divine. Let's understand the relationship, the signals, the cycles, so that we step into our own divine idea of who we are and be confident in that, so that we can go boldly where no man or woman has gone before. Because remember, we're either in a problem, just left the problem, or headed towards a problem. So you're not going to get away from the problems that's going to cause this doubt. But go boldly in the direction of your dreams, and we will be successful. Let us pray. So right in this very moment, the energy of divine confidence is flowing in our lives. Because we understand that there's a power, there's a presence, there's an intelligence that is coursing through our veins, that is the very essence of who we are, that allows us to be holy and boldly for God. And if God is with us, no person or thing can be against us. And so we accept that. We embrace that. We begin to live that in everything we do, knowing that we are the ones that we've been waiting for. And so I know for myself and for everyone here in person and anyone that's online or may listen later, that we are awakening to our true nature, our true essence, which is to be explorers, to understand the divine creation with curiosity and confidence, knowing that as we embody this idea, we become stronger, we become wiser, we open up to a way of living that allows us to honor and value and accept anything, everything, all things, because there is only one thing. And that is the power, the presence of the divine. And so right here, right now, I declare that today we are open, ready, willing, and able to move forward with confidence, to put doubt at bay, and to allow the presence of the divine to be our very nature. And so we give thanks for this opportunity, this idea, this understanding that we are vessels of immense intelligence and great capabilities. And so we accept that, we allow that to flow to create a world that works for all. And so I just released this prayer into a law that is already activated, that is already moving in our direction, that is already moving us in the direction of our dreams so that we may become examples of the Most High in everything we do. So I just release it, I let it go, and I know that it is already so, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Amen. And so, as always, there's a call to action, because we have to do the work. We have to do the work. And the first thing that we want to try to do for today's call to action is, do I have any hidden beliefs or perceptions that keep me from embracing my sacred confidence? What's blocking us? Really think about something that you want to do or that you didn't do. What was the blockage? What kept you from doing it? And then do a little journal about it, or do a little meditation about it, because there's some keys there that will get unlocked. And then think of a time, this will go right along with that. Think of a time when you were doubtful and recall how you resolved it and moved on. Those two go to, because we have to, this is religious science. This is the science. It's not a literacy class. We got to do the work. Every scientist worth his salt has a scientific journal that they write notes in and put formulas in and scratch one formula out because that one didn't work and start working on a new one. That's how we have to approach our life. And so to do that, we have this affirmation to kind of anchor this in this week. I trust in the divine guidance that leads me on my path. Even in moments of doubt, I know I am supported and guided towards my highest good. I trust in the divine guidance that leads me on my path. Even in moments of doubt, I know I am supported and guided towards my highest good. And so it is. And so it is now that time of sacred giving. And we want to sincerely thank each and every one of you that are here, that supports us online, for your generous gift and time, treasure, talents. Here at CSL Denver, we continue to build a community of action, of reflection, and doing things that allow us to grow individually and collectively. We thank you. And if you look across the bottom of the screen, you'll see the different ways you can give. You can go to our website, csldenver.org, and you can push the donate button, or you text to give with the number that's going across, or you can send a check or money order to the P.O. box. But however you give, we appreciate it, and please give. And in our customary way to anchor this idea and this gift, We place our hand on our hearts and we repeat our affirmation. This perfect gift is spirit and form, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive, and so it is, amen. And so it is, amen. And now Alice will come up and give us some announcements.
Okay, we are very excited today because we have our meditation and coffee social, but mostly we are so excited about the food. Rumi brought a beautiful gluten-free Italian orange cake that's just almond cake. It's just very tasty. And we have some quiches. So please stay and have some goodies and fellowship, and then we will have some meditation and just end our service with a wonderful ending of our day. We have older Science Mind magazines, as we always say, over here that are for free, and we still have the May, June Science of Mind magazines that are still for sale. So those are $4. Was that what it was? I think it's $4. And then if you would like to hear some good news of the world to affirm the good in the world, we have a link on our Facebook page called And Now the Good News. This program is put together by New Thought Media Network and airs on Fridays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Or you can watch them anytime on our Facebook page. Just go to the Center for Spiritual Living Denver Facebook page and click on any link that says And Now the Good News. And New Thought Media Network has over 40 hours of weekly broadcast programs. We invite you to check them out. There's something for everybody. And we are so truly blessed by everyone who has chosen to support CSL Denver, whether in time, treasure, or talent. And we know that as we move through the rest of the year, the Divine Beloved is guiding and loving each and every one of us. And thank you so much for joining us. And let's close out now with Karen Drucker singing I Am So Grateful.
Hey, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. Hey! Oh yeah. Grateful. I just say I am so grateful every day for all I have. Every day. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all I have. Every day I say it. Grateful. How I'm grateful. Every day. Oh yeah. I am so grateful. Oh yeah. I'm so grateful. 'Cause I accept and I receive. I am so grateful. Oh yes, I am. I am. I am so grateful. Hey, grateful. I just